unboxing of two SABERTRIO hilts, custom design, received yesterday, just in time for a 40th birthday party of close friends, not too far from where we live, and they went really, really nicely with our outfits. I went as a dark Jedi, so not too much known about that, so I could sort of get away with an outfit. My daughter went as Rey. These blades really complemented the outfits really well. For me, the reason why I wanted to post this video is to, I guess, share my experience of why I ended up choosing SABERTRIO, a Malaysian-based company, so just north of Australia. And why did I end up spending, just under $1,000 Australian to get two fully functional lightsabers from them. So firstly, I'd like to say a big shout out to other YouTubers, Rebel Chum, City Sabers, and Saber Sourcing. Thank you for posting all the videos that you do and providing the technical understanding and know-how of what's being delivered in these products. So great opportunity if you ever want to understand a lot more about what is available in the market. Start off with those three, and there's another half a dozen others very well reviewed providers of these Saber products. So for me, there is three main elements to making a decision. When you're spending, not just tens of dollars, but hundreds and hundreds of dollars, there's three types of things that go in my mind about why I would choose a particular brand. And firstly is price point. Price is key. So I wanted to be mindful that, I've done a lot of research, and to get a product out here to Australia, or even to buy locally, and there's very finite local sources of custom design hilts. But the entry point was at least $500, Australian, and you're very limited to what those offerings are. So to try and get something fully functional from overseas, you're easily looking into that sort of high 400s to get a fully functional custom feel, not just stuck with a particular type of hilt, that's it, but you get a choice, you get a few choices, and maybe some custom tweaking as well. So, you're looking at that 400 plus here in Australia to get those sabers out here to be fully functional. So I knew I wanted to spend under $1,000 Australian, or about just under $700 US to get some of these hilts out here. So that's the first point, price. Secondly, purpose. What is the purpose of the hilts? What are you going to do with it? Is it just cosplay? So if it's going to be cosplay, no jeweling, well then you can go down to the local, retail geek shop and pick up replicas, and they look fantastic. The amount of artwork and the time and spent design to have these, literally straight from the movies, close to it, is fantastic. However, you're paying about, in Australia, about $200, $300 for a non-jeweling blade. Beautiful to look at, nice mantelpiece, set them on the racks there, it does look wonderful. But for me, the purpose for myself and my daughter is that we actually help teach out at a lightsaber academy that's just started up here at our local PCYC or YMCA, and working closely with the PCYC head of office there, as well as a very local fan of Star Wars, old Ben 1, and and supporting to build a lightsaber academy facility for using Star Wars as that social connection, that social engagement. It also bridges ages. We have this idea of Star Wars, and who doesn't want to wield a lightsaber? So I needed, both my daughter and I needed a functional lightsaber, but still that looks really cool. And we also wanted a fully functional one, colors, sound, and so forth. So we needed a purpose-designed hilt that was custom, that met a price point. So that's the third component of making a decision to buy a product, particularly, again, the entry point is not low, is what is the customer feedback? how is the brand positioned or perceived in the market? And again, with the help of some very strong YouTubers, they were a great source of me getting the reviews and getting their thoughts about design, thoughts and so forth, and that helped out greatly for me to say, yes, I want to part cash and get some saber hilts from SABERTRIO. So price point, purpose or intent, and customer perception, feedback. How is the brand perceived? So I was introduced initially to Ultra Sabers, and you probably all heard of the grab bags and so forth, the mystery bags, and that's what the PCYC Sergeant was very familiar with. And here are two types of these stunt-based sabers, so fixed colours, no sound, with AV switch. They've got the anodized finished black and gold with the aluminium sort of high-grade polish on there. And look, they're great hilts. They're a simple design. Their purpose for, I guess, really at the end of the day, complementing maybe an outfit casually. These don't have the cover wheels or the attachment opportunities for those, or option, but great for teaching young kids how to do some sword work, sword play. So great hilts. They come with the floating battery system, so not a design of chassis at the entry point. I think they might sort of introduce it more at the higher point hilts, but this is called the floating battery system, no chassis. So the only thing I sort of found when using either of these is that we do a lot of heavy dueling, and when you are passionate about the strike and adding theatrics to it, you can get a little bit carried away, and they sometimes dislodge the power of the battery from the circuit, and you'll end up having to say, pause, let me get my light back on. And that's the only sort of feedback I sort of had with that, is that functional lightsabers, however, what you pay for is what you get. These guys can be a very low entry point. You can get anywhere from, say, US, say $60 to $85 US, not including freighting, and you can get an entry point stunt saber. You've got Ultra Sabers, you've got Saber Mac, you've got Wonder Force. A lot of providers at that entry point that can give you a hilt looking design, so not necessarily the Luke Skywalkers, the Obi-Wans, the Darth Maul and Darth Vaders and so forth, but you've got a hilt looking design, and you're looking at a price point or an entry point to get these sabers out there. So lots of designs, lots of options. So if you haven't already, do check out Ultra Sabers, Wonder Force, Saber Mac, or Saber Mock, and check out your price point. What is your price point? What is your feel, purpose, design, customization? And lastly, what is the customer sort of satisfaction? What are you hearing? What are other people saying about the product? And don't just take one person's opinion, get a broad range of opinions there. And that may help you make a decision. So without further ado, here is the SABERTRIO boxing. Now, I think in the last couple of years, since they came, there was a high gloss box finish. This is a plain, non-printed box, but they're still kept with the same design, and I see that they have a sticker here. Now, some people might say, packaging, a lot to be said about packaging. I think what I see here, when I saw this with the last couple of videos online, is that the business has made a conscious decision to look at their costs. Costs can go up and down, source and supply, supply and demand, and items and components, always fluctuate. And for them to continue to want to give a great product and great service, you can look at things like this setup and go, you know what? Maybe we can cut back a little bit just on the boxing, on the box material. Still give them our branding, our logo, they feel the confidence, and let's still deliver, a great product to the market. So I'm not fazed by this box at all. I think it's a clever decision that they're business conscientious enough to say, you know what, pricing, it's important. Let's make sure we look after our costs so that we can keep delivering fantastic options out there. So this received within 4 weeks of the lead time, so just in time, and I'm very happy with the service, and the customer service with those guys was fantastic. They were easily within 24 hours response time, even faster on Facebook. So if you want to connect on them, Facebook message there, but email within about a business day. Facebook a lot faster. So